Hey friends, this week we are going to be creating our Grasslands Prairie Dog. And this is a fun one because we're going to actually make our prairie dog go in and out of his home. But we're going to be starting right now with our prairie dog himself, and we're going to use a pencil to get started. This is going to be our prairie dog paper. Make sure your paper is turned the tall way. That's really important for this one. You want it to be turned the tall way. And we're going to start with a rainbow line at the top of our paper. And we want it to be pretty big. It's going to start about 2 fingers from the side of our paper. It's going to go up. Make sure you get all the way to the top and then back over, leaving about 2 fingers on this side. So here's what it looks like. I'm going to start about 2 fingers from the edge. I'm going to go up all the way. It's going to almost touch the top of the paper, and it's going to come back over. And I really only left about a finger, and that's okay. We want it to be pretty big. The next step we're going to do is we're going to add his little cheeks that are going to come out. So I'm going to make an oval shape under that. I'm going to give him some really big cheeks. That's what we needed that extra space for on the side, just like that. And then we're also going to add some ears on the corners of his head. So I'm going to add a line here, and then if you want to show the inside of the ear, you can add a second line. Just like that. For his body, we're gonna keep the body really simple. We're just gonna make your lines go from his head down to the bottom of your paper. So I'm gonna go from here and go out to the bottom. And I'm gonna make it get a little wider as it gets to the bottom. He's got 2 little front paws that we're gonna make here and here. And we're gonna start with some rainbow lines. So I'm just going to go up and over, there's one. And up and over, there's the second one. And we're gonna make his little toes. You can make a zigzag line for his toes, or you could make a little kind of bumpy line for his toes. I think I like bumpy toes better than zigzag toes, so I'm gonna do a bumpy line. And there are his little toes. All right, we're gonna jump back up to his face. We're gonna start with his nose. His nose, the top of his nose is gonna line up just about where his cheeks come in. So I'm gonna make the top of a triangle, and then I'm gonna bring that down for the top of his nose. And I like to round it out a little bit. I'm gonna make him look like he's smiling. And you can make your prairie dog look different than mine. You don't have to make it exactly the same, but I'm gonna make him look like that. He's gonna be a pretty happy guy. And then jumping up to his eyes. And again, you don't have to make yours exactly like mine, but I'm gonna go ahead and make a circle with another circle inside of it. And I'm even gonna add a little extra one there for the reflection. This is the part that's gonna get colored in, but we're not gonna do it yet because we're using a pencil right now. And again, a circle with another circle and a little reflection in there. And you can add eyebrows or eyelashes or anything for details that you want. And if you want to add some whiskers, you could also add some whiskers. But there's my little prairie dog. Now, to color him in, we're going to be using different values with our crayons, and we're going to be starting with our force field. You can make your prairie dog whatever color you want. Most prairie dogs in real life are going to be different shades of brown, but if you want to have a blue prairie dog, you can have a blue prairie dog. If you want to have a purple one, you can have a purple one. I think I'm going to actually have a purple one. So I'm going to find my purple crayon. Maybe. I'm gonna take my purple crayon, and the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to create my force field. And I want my force field for this one to be really, really solid, and it's gonna go over my pencil lines. So I may have to go over it more than once to make it look how I want to. And I'm really kind of pushing down on that crayon. I'm not trying to break the crayon, but I do want to press down pretty firmly because I'm trying to create that dark outline or solid outline. And I did break the crayon. That's all right. I'm just gonna toss that piece back in the box, and then I'm gonna go ahead and keep going. Broken crayons still work just fine. Now that I have that really dark outline with my purple, I'm gonna go back in and I'm gonna start adding in the color, but this time I wanna use a lighter value. So I'm gonna use my crayon, but I'm gonna just do it lightly so that there's a contrast between my outline and my crayon. The other thing that you could do, since I used a dark crayon for the outline, a dark purple, I could also switch over and use a lighter shade of purple for the inside. And I think I like that idea. So I'm gonna take this crayon now, a lighter crayon, and actually fill it in. And of course, when we're doing our coloring, we're using our best craftsmanship, our superhero powers. I already have my force field, so at this point, all I have to do is make sure that I'm coloring, keeping my lines going the same direction. So if I start going up and down, I keep going up and down. I don't wanna miss any white spots. And for this part, I'm actually gonna turn my paper a little bit on an angle to make it easier because I can fill a lot of space. And again, I started going kind of side to side, so I'm gonna keep going side to side. Around here. There he is with those lights and darks. I'm gonna add a little bit of a different purple inside his ear. We call this monochromatic. It's when the colors are the same, it's the same color but different shades. So we're using this monochromatic effect to make him today. Just like that. I'm gonna leave his teeth white. I do want to color inside his eyes, and I'm going to use a black for that because I do want it to stand out and be nice and bold. But that's the only place I'm going to use really a different color other than purples. There we go. Leaving that little reflection in his eye. And I think I'm even gonna go back with that dark purple, and I'm gonna make his whiskers too with the dark purple. I think I really like the way that looked. All the different shades of dark purple. There we go. Perfect, there he is. The last step on this little guy here is to him out. And I have a nice solid line to cut on, so I'm gonna make sure that I am staying on that line. Okay, there is my prairie dog. I am ready to start working on my background.